And hello, welcome back. How you doing? It's your boy, the witch. Welcome back to the house. All right, my guys. So, my darlings, my loves, I got this little mic. We're gonna see how it works. I was testing it out, having a lot of fun with it. Hopefully, this solves our mic issues. Now, can you hear me? Hello, hello. All right. So today we are going over chapter 9 in the Hermetica. Make sure you have your copy with you and read along with me. Let's get going. Let's get cracking. How you been? Sorry I didn't go live last week. We had some technical issues. All right. So let's read chapter 9 in the Hermetica. I haven't read it yet, but I'm thinking let's read the introduction, like the little description, and let's see what we get. All right, so chapter 9 is called The Creation of Humankind. So, having discussed the principles by which God created the cosmos, in this chapter, Hermes describes the making of mankind. All right, um, let's just jump into it. Okay, so when the Creator, who, for want of a better name, we call a tomb, had made the second God, which is the cosmos, he was pleased. His creation was beautiful and wholly filled with goodness, and he loved it like his child. In his kindness, a tomb wished for there to be a creature capable of appreciating the beauty of his creation. So, by an act of will, he created humankind. To be an imitator of his divine wisdom and nurturing love. A tomb. Let me read that again. So, by an act of will, he created humankind to be an imitator of his divine wisdom and nurturing love. Just let that sit for a second. So, in his kindness, a tomb wished for there to be a creature capable of appreciating the beauty of his creation. So, by an act of will, he created humankind to be an imitator of his divine wisdom and nurturing love. Atum asked each heavenly god in turn, "What can you provide for humanity, which I am about to create?" The sun said it would shine all day, providing laughter as a source of joy for both mortal minds and the boundless universe itself. The moon promised sleep and silence and to shine by night. Saturn offered justice and necessity. Jupiter gave peace, and Mars struggle. Venus preferred love and pleasure. Mercury, who is called Hermes, said, "I will make humankind intelligent. I will convey to them wisdom and knowledge of the truth. I will never cease to benefit all humanity." Atum was glad when he heard these words and gave the command that man should come into being. Mind, the All-Father, who is life and light, gave birth to humanity, which bore his own image, and he took delight in his offspring. Joined to the gods by a sense of kinship, humanity worshipped them with piety and holy thoughts, while for their part, the gods watch over humankind with concern and loving mercy. I'm going to read that little section one more time because it kind of describes the relationship that we want to have with the cosmos It's a divine relationship. It's a sanctified relationship. It's a symbiotic, cohesive relationship. Hello. Look, and I got a pink one. If you thought I was going to get a black one over a pink one, you are mistaken. All right. So let me read that section again. So mind, the All Father, who is life and light, gave birth to humanity, which bore his own image, and he took delight in his offspring. Joined to the gods by a sense of kinship, humanity worshipped them with piety and holy thoughts. So piety, I don't want you to, I don't think we're being asked to think about just like a pastor or a priest. I think we're being asked to notice like the characteristics, the mannerisms, the professionalism that a pious person carries himself with. It's a dedication and devotion to the allness, the wholeness. You know what I mean? And holy thoughts. So thoughts of gratitude, thoughts of generosity, thoughts of um, encouragement, of appreciation, adoration, loving kindness. All right. As opposed to like maybe judgment or angst or depression. So let me read the whole section again. So mind, the All Father, who is life and light, gave birth to humanity which bore his own image, and he took delight in his offspring. Joined to the gods by a sense of kinship, humanity worshipped them with piety and holy thoughts. While, for their part, so our part, oh wait, the gods' part, for their part, the gods watch over humankind with concern and loving mercy. At first, man was solely eternal and spiritual, but Atum saw that his new creation could not tend the earth unless he sheltered him in a material envelope, giving man a mortal body as well as an immortal soul. So Atum bade nature be, and from his voice came a woman's form, so lovely that the gods were smitten with her beauty. Atum made nature mistress of the world. Atum made nature mistress of the world. She communed with herself, producing all kinds of seeds, which Atum took hold of with his hands and scattered over the earth. Who is the mother of all worldly things? Seeing in man a beautiful image of Atum, nature was filled with insustainable love. She clasped him to her, and they merged to become one in love, mortal and eternal blended and mingled, so that man may perform the demands of both sources of nature, firstly to serve God, venerating and praising the things of heaven, secondly to assist and administer the things of earth by tilling the soil, navigating the waters, building on land, and by serving each other, the strongest of bonds that links the human race together. I'm gonna read this section one more time because I was a little fumbling my words. All right. So at first, man was solely eternal and spiritual, but Atum saw that his new creation could not tend the earth unless he sheltered him in a material envelope, giving man a mortal body as well as an immortal soul. So Atum bade nature be, and from his voice came a woman's form, so lovely that the gods were smitten with her beauty. Atum made nature mistress of the world. She communed with herself, producing all kinds of seeds, which Atum took hold of with his hands and scattered over the earth. Who is the mother of worldly things? Who is the mother of worldly things? Hold on. So nature is the mother of all worldly things. No, the earth is mother of all worldly things. Okay. So Atum made nature mistress of the world. She communed with herself, producing all kinds of seeds, which Atum took hold with his hands and scattered over the earth, who is mother of all worldly things. Seeing in man a beautiful image of Atum, nature was filled with insustainable love. She clasped him to her, and they merged to become one in love. Mortal and the eternal blended and mingled, so that man may perform the demands of both sources of his nature. Firstly, to serve God, venerating and praising the things of heaven. Secondly, to assist and administer the things of earth by tilling the soil, navigating the waters, building on land, and by serving each other, the strongest of bonds that links the human race together. I feel like a lot of it might be okay. Kindness can be serving others. That is kind, especially if you're doing from a selfless place. But kindness specifically is reminding another human being that you're both human beings on an evolutionary process. You're both immortal souls in a temporary vessel. Being kind to one another is reminding each other that you are the same in that. Side note. All right. Then Atum, the master of generation, bestowed on humankind the sacrament of reproduction, full of affection and joy, gladness and yearning, and all the heavenly love that is his being. I would have to explain the nature of his compelling sacred bond that binds a man and a woman together, were it not that each one of us, if we explore our innermost feelings, can experience it for ourselves. Contemplate that supreme moment when each sex infuses itself with the other, one giving forth, the other eagerly embracing. At that moment, through the intermingling of the two natures, the female acquires male vigor, and the male is relaxed into female languor, like softness and gentleness. This sweet sacramental act we celebrate is shared in secret because because if performed openly before impure eyes, the ignorant may mock the divine power manifesting in both sexes will shy away. Oh my gosh. Because if performed openly before impure eyes, the ignorant may mock, and the divine power manifesting in both sexes will shy away. Okay. Wow. Oh my gosh, so much for being people made out of clay, no? We are light and life. We are a copy of the divine. We are supposed to imitate his, what did they say? Oh my gosh, I loved it. Mm, imitate his divine wisdom and nurturing love. Imitating God's wisdom and nurturing love. Both very single, individual. There, hold on. There's a lot going on. There are people trying to tamper into my energy, and I'm getting a message. And hold on. All right. Attune. Cantare, God, all oneness, we are connecting to you directly. You and the homie Thoth. What's up? We connect to you. How y'all doing? We thank our ancestors, our guides, our spiritual protectors for being with us here and now, to deliver this message. So, what I'm getting about this chapter is humankind is a human because we are a imitator of the divine. We are extensions of the good feeling. We are our natural state of being is wellness and goodness and happiness. And it is our purpose to intentionally direct ourselves to those frequencies, to those vibrations, to those thought patterns, to those emotional patterns, intentionally and on purpose, despite whatever might be going on in your 3D, whatever type of crap is going on, whatever dense energy you're rummaging through. It is your purpose to imitate God and go through that crud, focusing on the light, focusing on the better feeling aspects of that experience, focusing on the solution, focusing on what's in your control, focusing on the light. All right. Humankind, if you're pissed off because you're just like, Jay, I don't feel good. Like, there's wars going on in the world, like, the economy sucks. Like, I don't feel good. Like, how are you telling me like goodness is my natural state of being when I am very, very sure that I feel very bad and very pissed off? Like, how can you tell me that your natural state of being is good when I feel this pissed off? And I'm with you. I get you. But because this is a universe of duality, because if there's one thing, its complete opposite exists at the exact same time, because that's real, just like there's a north, just like there's a south, just like there's an east, like there's a west, there's a left, there's a right, there's an up and a down, there's a forward and a backward. There's a water and fire, there's an earth and air. So that's why. If you're asking me why, how, it's because it exists, it's there. What needs to change is your perspective, your vantage point, what you're looking at, what you're giving your attention to. That needs to be altered. The world around you doesn't need to be altered or changed. It's your perception, it's your perspective. And we've talked about it before. Like, the challenge that we have as human beings is our own rational mind. Because you can go from pissed off to happy with no explanation needed, 0 to 100, 100%, and just feel that bliss and own that bliss and be in that bliss 100% simply by claiming it. The challenge as human beings is that we're so logical that we try to rationalize our feelings when our feelings are so irrational. They don't reason. That's not that like, consider this. Like, maybe society is asking you to rationalize your feelings because the matrix understands that you cannot do that. So it's setting you up for failure anyways, setting you up for frustration anyways, creating denser vibrations within your mind and your heart and your body, subsequently making denser vibrations in your aura and your world around you, subsequently making your community just dense and harsh and angry. And I don't know, but to me what it seems like is whoever is orchestrating the matrix wants people to feel separated and alone and dense as fuck. All right, so realize that that might be the ploy and don't give into it. Realize that, you know what, I can feel happy. I can feel gladness, and I choose to feel gladness because I have the right to do so. Point blank, period. And I think we've said it before. You might say, but like Jay, like, how do I explain this to people that want to go from 0 to 100? How do I justify this to myself? How do I rationalize this to my family, to my community? And the best advice that I've gotten is don't rationalize it or explain it at all. Just stand in your true authenticity and hope that you're standing in such pure, true authenticity that you just inspire others to do the same. Because that's the best we can do. Because what are you going to do? Stoop down to their level to argue why you're so high? Because you can't get them high enough to have that conversation because they're needing the explanation. You know what I mean? So if you need that explanation, like it's just like round, round, uh, I don't know, cylinder tube, square peg. I don't know, square peg, round hole. That's what it is. Oh my gosh. So, yes, that light within you is an extension of God, but you're not God. You're an imitator. You're an imitator. So, that's why we have this complexity of duality. This is why we feel like we need to explain because we're not God. So, we're human beings. We feel like we need to rationalize and explain because the only being that is allowed to do miraculous miracles is the Lord, is God, right? So if I am miraculously feeling better, that's something against God. That's something that's not cool. It's taboo. What if that's your programming, though? What if that's what the matrix and society is telling you to think? Because what do you actually feel? You feel the existence of that good feeling. You know it's there and you're pissed off because you know it's right there, but you're not holding it. You're holding on to all the crap and all the explanations that you feel is going to, I don't know, give you good karma. Um, I don't know, inflate your ego, inflate your social standing. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it might do. It feels almost tangible because that good feeling is so ethereal. It's so silky. It's so light. It's so light. It's light that it feels like choosing that is a loss because you suddenly don't have that tangible feeling that the 3D is telling us that we need to feel in order to be able to possess something. But the possession happens first in your mind and your heart. It happens in your internal temple before it even happens in the 3D. And I think that's what we're being asked to focus in on. Focus in on your inner temple. Your inner temple is the space that's created between your mind and your heart and your whole body. It's your inner temple. It's the frequency that um, is our closest link to the divine, to God. All right. Ooh, that was only two cards. All right. What else you got for us? What else do you want us to know about this chapter? That it's a work in progress, that God is a work in progress, that God, in all his perfection, is not even complete. God is still growing and expanding. The universe is still growing and expanding. And isn't everything God? So if the universe is expanding, that means God is still expanding, which means that there's still growth, that there's still learning, that there's still opportunity and uh, careers to be had, and just like life, so much life to happen. I don't know if y'all check out Abraham Hicks. I highly recommend. She's got great stuff. She talks about like power of manifestation, law of attraction, all that. She's wonderful. Like she's helped me through a lot of challenging situations. I listened to her all morning today because I was going through it. But where? Oh, hold on, brain farted. She's the one that talks about fine tuning and how life is fine tuning your preferences. That there are multiple steps in your existence. The first step is noticing contrast, noticing that there's something that you want and there's something that you don't want. And usually, what we want comes as a result of identifying what it is that we don't want. I really hope the audio is okay because this thing is saying that it's really low, but like every time I listen to this thing, it's an amazing quality. So we'll see. What was she saying? Life is fine tuning our preferences. So we understand what we don't want. And then step two, we focus on the thing that we want and we focus on the best feeling aspects about what it is that we want, not the not having of it. We focus on what it is that we want, we focus on the best parts of it and lean on that. Feel it, smell it, taste it, sense it out, and those senses will lead you towards it. And Abraham also says, you'll never get it done. All those to-do lists, all those goals and dreams that we have in our heart, in our temple, we'll never get it all done because every single day we're confronted and we're introduced to new preferences, to new desires, to new dreams. We'll never get it all completely done. But what she says is it can always feel good. And who's to say you don't get that picture perfect experience that you're hoping to get? If you keep focusing on the best feeling aspects of that, note to myself. What else? Oh my gosh. So while we're all individual interpreters and representations and extensions of God, the strongest, the power that's going to be most strongly resembled to what power God possesses is the power that comes from community, from family, from people coming together and vibrating on a high frequency together. So if you really want to feel like what power God possesses, it's in the masses. Hold on, there's a lot here. I don't even know how to introduce this. Hold on. I was watching this Instagram person. Oh my gosh, she's wonderful. She was talking about like native, um, just native stories. I've just been watching a lot of that on Instagram lately. Like just like a lot of like, oh my gosh, her name is native underscore stardust. Oh my gosh. So First Nations Mohawk sharing native history and culture on Instagram. She's wonderful. She has a lot of like really good information that is like authentic, genuine, factual, and actual. And like, I geek out about this stuff all day. Like, I can watch like this type of stuff all day because I love just like demystifying history and knowing the truth. But in one of her videos that I was watching, she was talking about how um, the conquest of the Americas kept pushing native folks and groups and peoples into smaller and smaller territories. And she didn't say this, but what I noticed is I think that the worst part about that is that the native peoples kept being separated, that these big groups and big families, big tribes were being separated from each other. Oh my gosh. And that's what led to their demise, not their lack of development. It was the separation that was enforced upon them. You guys need to watch her channel. Like she was talking about a lot of things that like I learned in like school and just like have been learning on my own. But like it's a big lie to think that Europeans showed up and civilized the Americas swiftly, smoothly, and easily. No, that did not happen. It's also a lie to think that the Spanish and Christopher Columbus took over Mesoamerica and the America and this and that part of the Americas like swiftly as well. That's a freaking lie. Um, I was taught this in history that there were native groups that took the Spanish around like the Aztec Empire to show them where the Aztec Empire, like where the capital city was. A lie. That is a freaking lie. The tribe that took, or the group of people that took the Spanish around Mesoamerica actually took them around mountains and caves and volcanoes so they would get lost out in nature. And the entire time they're guerrilla warfaring the Spanish like conquistadores. Like they're like, like just messing them up through the trees. Like, oh my gosh. And same thing in North America. Um, so many people fought back. And I think at this point, I don't remember which video. This is all like coming together in my head now. But she talked about a similar situation in North America where a lot of native groups were fighting back and how Europeans kept saying like these are the strongest warriors, fighters that we've ever fought. Nonetheless, even though they fought strongly, bravely, and wholly, they lost because they kept being separated from each other. Were the Europeans separated from each other? No. When the English needed backup, they called the Spanish. When the Spanish needed help, they called the French. They were not separated whatsoever. Oh my gosh. Anything else? Because I'm getting pissed off now. Page of Wands. Life is a process of fine tuning your preferences and leaning towards the best feeling aspects of your desires and your preferences and your goals and your dreams. And you are the creator of that. You are the initiator, whether you're male or female or whatever. You are the one that creates that for yourself. You're the one that's learning life's lessons. You're the one that's doing it because you are an extension of the divine. You're the one that creates a family. You're the one that creates a community. You're the one that creates loving kindness by God's will, by God's grace, by God's mercy. All right? Okay. I feel like we've accomplished something here today. I don't know about you, but my brain feels a little bit detangled. I don't even know what I said, but I feel good. All right. Any closing messages? Oh, 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 oh. Page of Ace of Pentacles came out in reverse. God is something you can always tap into. That good feeling of yours is something that you can always tap into because you've always been tapped into. It might feel like a new experience every single time you reconnect, but it's something that is perpetually always with you. Make sense? All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, my darlings. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. I think we might do, I don't know. We'll see. All right, have fun, be safe. Bye.